Okie dokie dudes, what's up? I'm Fatty Caddy, and today we're going to be talking about why men generally don't like to talk about their feelings. And to preface this, I'm going to read something that my friend sent to me when I asked him what he thought of this. Because feelings are for girls. You're not a girl, are you? Or are you a weak little faggot who feels stuff? I am a powerful man who is impervious to emotional stability. And then he wrote underneath that, more or less that, LOL. So I think that really sums up a lot of the problems with men and emotions. And I'm going to get into that a little bit. So first we're going to talk about biology, and then we're going to talk about media and the perception of men and how that affects men socially. So now, biologically speaking, men and women are different. Pretty crazy, right? So men and women's brains process words differently because of the testosterone in men's brains. And we're just different creatures, like, entirely. Well, not entirely. Like, we are of the same species. But we think differently. We act differently. Different stimuli affect us differently. Like, I read this one study about how different babies' cries, a baby who was in emotional duress affected a man barely at all, whereas a hungry baby affected a man greatly. Like, his heart began to beat quicker. And these things that you don't really think about, like, well, when a baby's hungry, well, a man will want to provide for it, and so on, and things like that. Whereas a woman was extremely, like, affected by the baby who was in emotional duress. And it just makes you think that maybe it's just different stimuli, and we're not reacting to the stimuli we're being given. So now we're going to talk about media, and in media you may notice how men are always macho, and they don't talk much, and they don't cry much, and they're always knocking down doors and stuff. Well, yeah, that's nice, but it's also a pretty cookie-cutter character that is pretty annoying to find in a movie, honestly. And you see, what this, I think, is trying to mirror is a self-controlled person, because I think men are supposed to be very self-controlled. You're supposed to be self-contained as well. You're not supposed to be fawning and crying and just having PMS-esque swings of mood, because, well, that would be very annoying. For instance, when I was younger and in high school, there was this one guy who shared a little bit too much of his feelings. And he bitched a lot, like he complained. This was not feeling sharing. This was very annoying, very poignant. Oh, woe is me, because I have no issues in my life, so I'm going to complain about X, Y, and Z. Like, I didn't get the candy bar I wanted, or, oh, I asked Becky out to prom, and she said no. Well, maybe if you'd done some more sit-ups instead of eating another cheeseburger, you would have gotten Becky to go to prom with you. And so, there's always that one guy who, everyone I know knows one of these guys, who always shares their feelings too much, like that guy. And I think no one wants to be that guy, so they're a little bit hesitant to be that guy, so they don't want to share their feelings. And then there's also, sometimes men just don't want to share their feelings. So I just think there's a whole lot of shit surrounding this. And I think, honestly, for the most part, there's no real reason for people to be worried about it. Like, what I think is necessary is guys need to make friends with guys that they can talk to. That's about it. And those are my thoughts.